Well, we are very pleased to have with us my favorite co-anchor and Padma Shri, Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka, many congratulations for that.
Thank you. It's quite new. It's feeling very. I'm excited.
Now, you've been having a really boring year, haven't you? It's been such a dull year for you. What all this Quantico and Baywatch and People's Choice Award and Padma Shri, and it's been really boring. Why don't you do some work for a change?
Yeah, it's been. I mean, boring though. I know you're trying to be sarcastic, but it's been a phenomenal, and it's just April. Yeah. It's not even like half the years over.
I'm missing something. Time 100,
yes.
Time most influential. Yes. So what's happening for that? Voting is taking place?
Yes, right now voting is happening, and we should know in another 5 to 7 days what happens. But it's all just come together. There's so much that's happened, and considering that Quantico aired only September last year, you know, it's been such a short duration. But I've had an incredible welcome when it comes to America, and I've done some amazing work with Baji Ramastani and Jai Kangajal, which released in India as well. So it's just everything has just come together really well. Both my worlds are very balanced, and
yeah, you're probably living on a plane, which I'm going to ask you about.
I do live on a plane completely. I need to buy a plane instead of a house now.
That's a very good idea. But okay, before I come to all that's been happening in your life, just what happened when you were getting that?
The Padma Shri? The whole time Sania Mirza is sitting across from me, and right before I sat down, because she was getting a Padma Bhushan, so we were separated. The Shris were separated, the Bhushans and Vibhushans were separate. And I told her I was very nervous before we sat down together because we were chatting. So the whole time I was only looking at her and she was like, fix sari, fix hair, this, that, we were only telling each other. So then I got up, she was like, so then I got up like that very nicely. I did my thing. I was only nervous that I'll trip and fall on the president, but I always feel like this. When I was getting the national award also, I thought I'll really trip and fall on President ma'am.
The place to have tripped and fallen would have been the Oscars, though. If you really have to do it in style.
No.
You wouldn't have
Oscars
been the second,
is not our own, You
wouldn't have been the second most searched, you would have been the most searched person.
The most searched person. Oh my God, that would be embarrassing, but.
Okay. So
if I fell at the Padma Shri, people will still like say, "Cha, theek hai." She's just landed this morning. She must be jet lagged. Oscars, no one would forgive me. They'll say bad representation.
That's true. So okay, so that was on your thought. I shouldn't trip. I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's always my thought. Whenever I'm like going to do something important, I feel like I'll trip.
So I have to ask you the question that by now are you somewhat confused as to where home is?
No, home is always India. Home will always be India. I am never confused about that. But where my house is, yes, I go where my work takes me. I've conceded to the fact that I am destiny's child, I think, and my work takes me places that no man's been before, and I just want to follow that.
Well, certainly what you've achieved is that you're the first Indian to have ever become a global superstar in the field of entertainment.
Right.
Your face on giant billboards in New York, what does that feel like?
It was amazing, actually, to go wherever all over America, whether it was my face 70 feet on Sunset Boulevard on a building, just my face and my name, or in New York, like you said, or in Chicago, or it was such a big marketing campaign for them because Quantico was such a big show for ABC, and I think they understood the value of having at least me, a popular Indian actor, who could, in a way, be American yet be Indian. So it wasn't too alien, but yet it's interesting because I'm playing an American character, and that was important for me. But the fact that we sold the show to almost 120 territories and 44 languages before season 1 is even over, and that's a new precedent. That has never happened.
And it's not, those are just people clapping in the background, don't worry. And it wasn't as a typecast Indian role, it's a mainstream.
But that was something I was very clear about. When it came to doing anything international, I never had a desperation to do it. I never had a point to prove. I never said I want to go international. I was doing music because it's very cool to hang out with Bruce Springsteen and Bono, and I'm a music fan. So I was doing music because I love music, and I was working with the most incredible musicians in the world, and like, come on, Bono knows me. That's really cool. Okay, so I was like doing all the international work that I was doing like that when this whole ABC thing happened, where I met the VP of casting at a party randomly, and she flew down to India. I was shooting Gunde, I remember, And she flew down to India and pitched the idea to me. And I said, look, I've been very clear if I ever do anything internationally. Because I studied in America, I used to hate Apu from The Simpsons. Because everybody in school would ask me, why don't everyone talk like that in English? But we all don't. And you know, it for me was such an annoyance to be stereotyped constantly. And it's even with Bollywood. I always talk about the fact that we are not a Me Too of Hollywood. You know, we are an extremely prolific film industry. And it's just become a name, which has become really glam and stereotype. So I was very clear I wanted to break that. So when she came and pitched this to me, a talent holding deal, I told her, if you can find me something which tests me for my merit as an actor, then I'm cool doing it. I don't want to be ethnically bound.
And Baywatch again is not ethnically...
Not at all. Now of course we've made her Indian, but she was actually written for a guy, my character in Baywatch. And then I met the team and everything, and they thought it'd be very interesting to have, and they changed it to a woman. And
you're back to playing the villain.
Yes!
How evil are you going to be?
She's delectable. She's just like very charmingly, evil, and it'll be so much
fun.
fun.
Voice for Ka, which is also a villain, so I guess you're
that doesn't count. When it's a voice, then it's using one of my various talents, like my Padma Shri says, व्यक्तिगत गुणों के लिए जो मुझे Padma Shri मिला है.
Okay, so are you still anonymous in the United States? I mean, I wonder, because for you, when you went for the first time and you used to go and do singing, must have been in a sense great. You can go out, you can go to a Starbucks, you can go hang out somewhere.
Actually, Indian actors don't have that, and I'm not just saying it for me. Indian actors don't have the luxury of being anonymous anywhere in the world. Anywhere. Most places, at least that I've been to. I won't be mobbed, of course, like I would be in India, but people recognize you because our films and the demographic of our films go beyond Hindi language. They go beyond India. They go to places like Japan and Russia, and they are dubbed, and people watch them. So I never had anonymity in India, in America anyway. But now it's very cool to have like people, like I'm telling you, I landed into LA and the immigration officer said, I'm not going to stamp your passport till you tell me who the terrorist is. I said, this is wrong on so many levels. First of all, you're asking a brown girl in an American airport who the terrorist is. Don't say that. So then he started laughing and he said, please, my wife and I are big fans, So it's really cool when I have people who are not from India, who are not my ethnicity, but are discovering me for the artist that I am, going and watching my Hindi films and saying, oh my God, what has she done? And, come up to me for like autographs and are very excited about the show, want to know about Baywatch. It's lovely.
So you can't walk around on the streets of New York anymore, basically?
I don't, but I've been used to a life without anonymity since I was 17. Public life is what I do. Anonymity would be weird for me.
Now, I have a big grouse with all this, and you can presumably guess what the grouse is.
What?
What are we going to do with our telethons? When are you going to come back and do some?
We have to do another one this year.
It's been 2 years.
It's been too long. Because we all let me go, that's why.
We didn't let you go, you went off. What can we do about it? Now I'm sure that question is also being asked by the Indian film industry, that are you now going to be spending 90% of your time out there, or are you going to come back and do more films here?
No, I am going to do films. I am committed to Quantico
and season 2 will be
Season 2 has just renewed now. So I am committed to Quantico. It does take up about 6 to 7 months of my time within a year. So I have the rest of the half of the year to do films. This year I'm doing Baywatch, and I am planning on, I still haven't decided which film I'm going to do because I have limited time and I need people to conform to my time. So within about 4 or 5 films, I'm still figuring out which one I'm going to do. So I'll do a Hindi film and Baywatch this year, and next year same thing. So half the year will be for Quantico and half the year will be for films.
Because we're trying to also figure out what you're going to do next. So you've done, you've done telethons, you've done TV, you've done movies, you've done singing. So I have a very good suggestion when you go into the White House. How about taking over Donald Trump's campaign? Save the world. Become the Republican nominee. Try for it.
It was randomly trending PC for president on the internet.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
Actually, I laughed so much. It was randomly trending PC for president.
You'll do a much better job than Donald Trump, which is not saying much, but you'll definitely.
Thanks for giving me so much credit.
You'll do a better job than all of them. So that's something to think about. Anything else on the anvil?
The thing is, I never had anything on the anvil. I've never planned my career. I get opportunities and I work 200% on them. I don't let opportunities go. I'm ambitious. I love achieving. I love being an achiever. I love being told that nobody's done this before and then being the first one to do it. I like being a trailblazer. And those are the things that challenge me. So there's no plan, there never was. This was never a plan, international wasn't. Just like my movies were never a plan. Miss World was never a plan. And I think that, you know, I'm blessed with, I recognize opportunities and I make sure that I work so hard that you cannot deny the fact that I've done a good job. And that just gets you ahead. So I don't know, now I'm producing. Hopefully I'll do a lot of that. So many things that I want to do, so many things I want to be able to do.
But I also think you open the doors to many other people.
I hope so.
Other people get a chance.
I really hope so.
Because they're now
Right.
doing something there.
Correct.
I was once interviewing Katrina and she said that it's great. But Priyanka's gone there, Deepika's gone there. I'm quite happy out here.
Yeah, she's doing everything now. She
Yeah,
said
she
that.
has all the
I think
roles
it's really
will come.
funny. But it's, I mean, I think it's awesome. And I honestly don't think that anybody has to go anywhere. Global entertainment is such a small place today. The globe is such a small place. You take a plane, you go there. I take a plane, I come back here. I've shot Bajirao and Quantico together. I've shot Gangajal and Quantico together. I'm going to be shooting Baywatch and Quantico together. I don't ever have to be restricted and told whether I'm here. There's no choice. There never had to be. It's just that I'm the first one to not make it. You know, that I'm going to leave the country and go to America, or I'm leaving and coming back.
So let's end with a very quick rapid fire round.
This is rapid fire.
As always. Yeah, why not? Hollywood or Bollywood?
The world. I can't settle one country.
Co-star on Baywatch or co-anchor on Greenathon?
Oh, I don't know my co-actors on Baywatch very well yet. I've only shot 4 days. So Vikram, you.
Okay, I was waiting. I mean, what else could you say? You'd be in a lot of trouble if you didn't say that, right? Mumbai or Montreal?
Mumbai.
Better
I
than
mean, I love Montreal, great, but I really miss home. It's very hard to go to a different country. It's like being in college.
Okay, now think of the final answer. Chicken wings or asli ghee parathas?
So this is a very tough one. You're right.
With half a glass of asli ghee.
That's very difficult. I like both. You know, I just like fried food. Let's just say fried. Anything fried?
Anything fried.
Anything fried goes.
All right, Priyanka, fantastic. Many congratulations again, and we hope to see you a lot more in India than we did last year.
Yes, for sure.